Question 1. A Certified Dietary Manager, CDM, is reviewing the food service department's hazard analysis and critical control points, HACCP, plan. Which of the following is considered a critical control point, CCP, for cooked chicken? A. Receiving temperature. B. Final cooking temperature. C. Storage temperature after cooling. D. Delivery vehicle temperature. Answer: B. Final cooking temperature. This question tests your understanding of HACCP, specifically identifying critical control points, CCPs, in food preparation. A CCP is a step where a control measure can be applied to prevent, eliminate, or reduce a food safety hazard to an acceptable level. For cooked chicken, the keyword final cooking temperature is crucial because achieving the correct internal temperature kills harmful bacteria like Salmonella. For example, if chicken is cooked to 165 degrees Fahrenheit 74 degrees Celsius and held for 15 seconds, this step critically ensures its safety before consumption. Remember, CCPs are the absolute most important points where you must apply control to ensure food safety. Question 2. A resident with dysphagia is prescribed a pureed diet. Which food item is most appropriate to include on their tray? A. Grilled chicken breast. B. Mashed potatoes with gravy. C. Steamed broccoli florets. D. Whole wheat toast. Answer: B. Mashed potatoes with gravy. This question assesses your knowledge of therapeutic diets, specifically for dysphagia, which means difficulty swallowing. The key clue is pureed diet, indicating foods must be smooth, uniform, and lump-free to prevent choking or aspiration. Mashed potatoes with gravy are an ideal choice because they are naturally soft, easily blended, and can be thinned to the appropriate consistency without lumps. Grilled chicken, broccoli florets, and whole wheat toast all present choking hazards due to their texture. Always think about texture and consistency when serving individuals with swallowing difficulties. Question 3. When orienting a new dietary aid, the Certified Dietary Manager, CDM, should prioritize training on which of the following? A. Advanced culinary techniques. B. Departmental budgeting procedures. C. Proper hand hygiene and food safety protocols. D. Long-term strategic planning. Answer: C. Proper hand hygiene and food safety protocols. This question focuses on essential training for new dietary staff, and the term prioritize indicates the most critical immediate need. Proper hand hygiene and fundamental food safety protocols are paramount for anyone working with food in a healthcare setting to prevent the spread of illness and ensure resident safety. While other topics like budgeting or advanced culinary skills are important for overall department function, they are not immediate safety concerns for a new aid. Always start with the basics of safety and sanitation, as these are non-negotiable for anyone handling food. Question 4. What is the primary purpose of conducting a regular preventive maintenance program for kitchen equipment? A. To reduce utility costs. B. To extend the lifespan of equipment and prevent costly breakdowns. C. To improve the aesthetic appeal of the kitchen. D. To increase the speed of food preparation. Answer: B. To extend the lifespan of equipment and prevent costly breakdowns. This question tests your understanding of equipment management and the benefits of preventive maintenance. The keyword primary purpose directs you to the most significant outcome. Regularly maintaining kitchen equipment helps identify and fix minor issues before they become major failures, thereby extending the equipment's operational life and avoiding expensive emergency repairs or replacements. For instance, lubricating a mixer or calibrating an oven prevents wear and tear, ensuring consistent performance. Prioritizing routine checks saves money and ensures continuous kitchen operations. Question 5. A CDM is preparing the annual budget for the food service department. Which of the following is typically categorized as a variable cost? A. Rent for the kitchen facility. B. Manager's salary. C. Food ingredients. D. Equipment depreciation. Answer: C. Food ingredients. This question assesses your understanding of financial management, specifically identifying variable costs. A variable cost is an expense that changes in direct proportion to the amount of goods or services produced. Food ingredients are a classic example because the more meals you prepare, the more ingredients you purchase. In contrast, rent, manager's salary, and equipment depreciation are typically fixed costs, meaning they remain relatively constant regardless of meal production volume. When budgeting, understanding the difference between fixed and variable costs helps in forecasting expenses accurately. Question 6. When planning a menu for a long-term care facility, which factor should be given the highest priority? A. Availability of discounted bulk ingredients. B. Culinary trends and exotic dishes. C. Resident preferences and nutritional needs. D. Staff skill levels and kitchen equipment limitations. Answer: C. Resident preferences and nutritional needs. This question focuses on the essential considerations for menu planning in a long-term care setting, with highest priority being the key phrase. The primary goal of a CDM is to provide meals that are both palatable and nutritionally adequate for residents, directly addressing their individual needs and preferences to promote health and well-being. While other factors like staff skills or ingredient costs are important, they are secondary to the resident's dietary requirements and satisfaction. Always put the resident first when designing menus to ensure optimal care. Question 7. According to Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, regulations, what is the primary purpose of providing material safety data sheets, MSDS, now safety data sheets, SDS, in the workplace? A. To list all chemicals used in the facility. B. To provide information on the safe handling and potential hazards of chemicals. C. To track chemical inventory for purchasing purposes. D. To document chemical spills for insurance claims. Answer: B. To provide information on the safe handling and potential hazards of chemicals. This question tests your knowledge of OSHA regulations, specifically regarding chemical safety and the purpose of safety data sheets, SDS, formerly known as MSDS. The primary purpose of an SDS is to communicate comprehensive information about a chemical's properties, potential health hazards, safe handling procedures, and emergency measures to protect workers. For instance, an SDS for a kitchen degreaser would tell you if gloves are needed or what to do if it gets in your eyes. Always ensure your staff knows where SDS are located and how to interpret them for chemical safety. Question 8. A CDM is conducting inventory. What is the main advantage of using the first in, first out, FIFO, method for managing food storage? A. It simplifies the purchasing process. B. It reduces food waste and ensures product freshness. C. It minimizes the need for refrigeration. D. It allows for greater flexibility in menu planning. Answer: B. It reduces food waste and ensures product freshness. This question delves into inventory management techniques, specifically the benefits of the FIFO method. FIFO stands for first in, first out, meaning the food items that were received first are used first. This practice is crucial for maintaining food quality, preventing spoilage, and reducing waste by ensuring that older products are consumed before they expire. For example, when stocking shelves, new items are placed behind older ones. Implementing FIFO helps maintain product freshness and significantly impacts food cost control. Question 9. What is the most effective way for a Certified Dietary Manager, CDM, to prevent the spread of norovirus in a long-term care facility's dining room? A. Installing air purifiers. B. Thorough and frequent hand washing by staff. C. Serving only pre-packaged foods. D. Restricting resident visitation. Answer: B. Thorough and frequent hand washing by staff. This question addresses infection control within a healthcare food service setting, particularly concerning norovirus. The keyword most effective points to the primary method of preventing the spread of this highly contagious virus. Norovirus is primarily transmitted through the fecal-oral route, making rigorous and frequent hand washing by all staff, especially after using the restroom and before handling food, the single most critical intervention. While other measures might play a minor role, meticulous hand hygiene is paramount in breaking the chain of transmission. Always prioritize proper hand hygiene as the first line of defense against foodborne illnesses. Question 10. A physician orders a 2-gram sodium diet for a resident with congestive heart failure. Which of the following seasonings would be most appropriate for the resident's meal? A. Garlic salt. B. Onion powder. C. Soy sauce. D. Seasoned salt. Answer: B. Onion powder. This question tests your understanding of therapeutic diets, specifically a 2-gram sodium restriction, which is common for conditions like congestive heart failure. The key is to identify seasonings that are naturally low in sodium or sodium-free. Onion powder is an excellent choice as it provides flavor without adding significant sodium. In contrast, garlic salt, soy sauce, and seasoned salt are all high in sodium and would be inappropriate for this diet. When planning low-sodium meals, always look for herbs, spices, and flavorings that do not contain added salt. Question 11. A Certified Dietary Manager, CDM, notices an increase in food waste in the dining room. What is the first step in a quality improvement process to address this issue? A. Implement new recipes immediately. B. Analyze tray waste studies and identify potential causes. C. Discipline staff for over-portioning. D. Purchase more expensive, higher quality ingredients. Answer: B. Analyze tray waste studies and identify potential causes. This question relates to quality improvement methodology, specifically identifying the initial step to address a problem. When confronted with an issue like increase in food waste, the first step in any quality improvement process is to gather data and analyze the root causes. Conducting tray waste studies helps quantify the problem and provides insights into why food is being wasted, such as poor portion control, unpopular menu items, or inadequate meal temperatures. You cannot effectively fix a problem until you understand its underlying reasons. Question 12. A new resident is admitted, and the Certified Dietary Manager, CDM, needs to review their dietary history and preferences. Where should the CDM primarily look for this information? A. The resident's personal belongings. B. The facility's marketing brochures. C. The resident's medical record or dietary care plan. D. Public online forums about facility reviews. Answer: C. The resident's medical record or dietary care plan. This question focuses on accurate information gathering for resident care. When a new resident is admitted, the primary source for their dietary history, allergies, preferences, and prescribed diet is their official medical record or the comprehensive dietary care plan. This documentation contains vital, verified information that ensures safe and appropriate nutritional care. Relying on unofficial sources or personal belongings would be unreliable and potentially unsafe. Always consult official medical documentation for critical resident information. Question 13. In the event of a power outage during a severe storm, What is the most critical food safety concern for a Certified Dietary Manager, CDM? A. Lack of lighting in the kitchen. B. Inability to wash dishes. C. Maintaining proper food temperatures. D. Limited access to fresh produce. Answer: C. Maintaining proper food temperatures. This question assesses knowledge of emergency preparedness and critical food safety during a crisis. A power outage directly impacts the ability to maintain safe temperatures for potentially hazardous foods, PHF. The most critical concern is preventing bacterial growth by ensuring that refrigerated and frozen foods remain below 41 degrees Fahrenheit 5 degrees Celsius and hot foods stay above 135 degrees Fahrenheit 57 degrees Celsius. Failure to do so can lead to widespread foodborne illness. Always prioritize temperature control to prevent food spoilage and ensure resident safety during emergencies. Question 14. What is the most effective training method for teaching new dietary aides how to safely operate a commercial slicer? A. Providing a written manual. B. Showing a video demonstration. C. Allowing them to observe an experienced staff member from a distance. D. Hands-on practice with direct supervision and feedback. Answer: D. Hands-on practice with direct supervision and feedback. This question evaluates effective training methodologies, particularly for tasks involving equipment safety. For operating a commercial slicer, which carries significant safety risks, hands-on practice with direct supervision and feedback is the most effective method. This approach allows the trainee to physically perform the task while the supervisor can immediately correct errors, provide real-time guidance, and ensure proper technique, thereby minimizing the risk of injury. Written manuals, videos, or observations alone are insufficient for mastering safe equipment operation. Question 15. During a nutritional screening, which of the following is an indicator of potential malnutrition in an elderly resident? A. Stable weight for the past year. B. Regular intake of all meals. C. Unexplained weight loss of 5% in 1 month. D. Participation in group dining activities. Answer: C. Unexplained weight loss of 5% in 1 month. This question focuses on nutritional screening and identifying signs of potential malnutrition, especially in elderly residents. The key phrase, unexplained weight loss of 5% in 1 month, is a significant red flag and a common indicator of nutritional risk, often signaling underlying health issues or inadequate intake. Stable weight, regular intake, and social dining typically suggest a positive nutritional status. Always prioritize investigating any unintended or unexplained weight changes, as early detection of malnutrition is crucial for intervention. Question 16. When serving meals on a patient tray line, what is the best practice to minimize the risk of cross-contamination? A. Wearing disposable gloves for all tasks. B. Using separate utensils for different food items. C. Placing all hot foods on the tray first. D. Limiting the number of staff on the line. Answer: B. Using separate utensils for different food items. This question addresses food safety practices on a serving line, specifically minimizing cross-contamination. The best practice involves preventing the transfer of harmful bacteria from one food to another. Using separate serving utensils for each distinct food item, especially between raw and cooked foods or common allergens, directly prevents this transfer. While wearing gloves is important, it doesn't alone prevent cross-contamination if the same glove touches multiple different foods without changing. Always keep utensils distinct for each food item to ensure safety. Question 17. The Certified Dietary Manager, CDM, needs to create a realistic annual budget. Which historical financial document would be most helpful for forecasting expenses? A. current month's inventory report. B. Previous year's budget and actual expenditures. C. This week's meal production records. D. Vendor pricing lists for next quarter. Answer: B. Previous year's budget and actual expenditures. This question tests your understanding of financial forecasting and budgeting. To create a realistic annual budget and forecast expenses, the most helpful historical document is the previous year's budget and actual expenditures. This provides a benchmark of past spending patterns, highlighting areas where costs were higher or lower than anticipated, which is crucial for making informed adjustments for the upcoming year. While other documents provide current or future data, only historical actuals offer insight into past performance for accurate projections. Question 18. What is the most environmentally responsible method for disposing of used cooking oil in a large food service operation? A. Pouring it down the drain. B. Discarding it in regular solid waste bins. C. Recycling it through a licensed renderer. D. Storing it indefinitely in sealed containers. Answer: C. Recycling it through a licensed renderer. This question focuses on waste management and environmental responsibility in a food service setting. For used cooking oil from a large operation, the most environmentally responsible method is to recycle it through a licensed renderer. These companies process the oil into biofuels, animal feed ingredients, or other industrial products, preventing it from polluting water systems or overwhelming landfills. Pouring oil down drains is illegal and causes plumbing issues, and discarding it in regular trash is often not permitted and still wasteful. Question 19. A resident's family member requests to see all of their loved one's dietary records. According to HIPAA guidelines, what is the appropriate action for the Certified Dietary Manager, CDM? A. Provide the records immediately without verification. B. Refuse the request, citing privacy concerns. C. Verify the family member's authority, e.g., power of attorney, before providing access. D. Provide only a summary, not the full records. Answer: C. Verify the family member's authority, e.g., power of attorney, before providing access. This question assesses your knowledge of HIPAA, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, and patient privacy. When a family member requests a resident's dietary records, the CDM must first verify their authority to receive protected health information, PHI. This typically means confirming they have documented legal authority, such as a power of attorney or a direct designation from the resident. Failing to verify could lead to a HIPAA violation. Always prioritize patient privacy and ensure proper authorization before releasing any health information. Question 20. When planning meals for a diverse resident population, a Certified Dietary Manager, CDM, should prioritize which of the following to ensure cultural competence? A. Providing only Western-style cuisine. B. Offering a limited menu to simplify preparation. C. Incorporating culturally familiar foods and traditional meal practices. D. Expecting residents to adapt to the facility's standard menu. Answer: C. Incorporating culturally familiar foods and traditional meal practices. This question focuses on cultural competence in food service for a diverse resident population. To ensure resident satisfaction and promote good nutritional intake, the CDM should prioritize incorporating culturally familiar foods and traditional meal practices. This demonstrates respect for residents' backgrounds and makes meals more appealing and comfortable, leading to better compliance and well-being. Simply providing Western cuisine or expecting adaptation ignores important cultural aspects of food. Embrace diversity to enhance resident care. Question 21. What is the primary reason for regularly calibrating a kitchen's food thermometers? A. To extend the battery life of the thermometer. B. To ensure accurate temperature readings for food safety. C. To comply with equipment warranty requirements. D. To improve the speed of temperature measurement. Answer: B. To ensure accurate temperature readings for food safety. This question tests your understanding of food safety equipment maintenance. The primary reason for regularly calibrating a kitchen's food thermometers is to ensure accurate temperature readings. Inaccurate readings can lead to undercooked food, a safety hazard, or overcooked food, a quality issue. For example, calibrating to the ice point, 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius, or boiling point, 212 degrees Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Celsius, confirms its precision. Accurate thermometers are fundamental to confirming proper cooking, holding, and cooling temperatures, which are critical for preventing foodborne illness. Question 22. What is the maximum internal temperature that cold potentially hazardous foods, PHF, should reach during transport from the kitchen to resident dining areas? A. 32 degrees Fahrenheit 0 degrees Celsius. B. 41 degrees Fahrenheit 5 degrees Celsius. C. 45 degrees Fahrenheit 7 degrees Celsius. D. 50 degrees Fahrenheit 10 degrees Celsius. Answer: B. 41 degrees Fahrenheit 5 degrees Celsius. This question pertains to critical food safety temperatures, specifically for cold potentially hazardous foods, PHF. PHF must be held at or below 41 degrees Fahrenheit 5 degrees Celsius to prevent the rapid growth of harmful bacteria. This temperature is the maximum allowed during any stage of handling, including transport from the kitchen to dining areas. Exceeding this temperature range, known as the danger zone, can lead to foodborne illness. Always ensure cold foods are kept very cold to maintain their safety. Question 23. A Certified Dietary Manager, CDM, is mediating a conflict between two dietary aides regarding scheduling. What is the most effective approach for the CDM to take? A. Make a unilateral decision to resolve the conflict quickly. B. Listen to both aides' perspectives and facilitate a mutually agreeable solution. C. Assign the aides to different shifts to avoid future interaction. D. Ask a senior dietary aide to resolve the conflict. Answer: B. Listen to both aides' perspectives and facilitate a mutually agreeable solution. This question assesses effective conflict resolution skills in a management role. When mediating a conflict between two dietary aides, the most effective approach is to actively listen to each person's perspective and then guide them towards a solution they can both agree upon. This approach respects all parties, promotes understanding, and builds stronger team relationships by empowering staff to participate in problem solving. Simply making a decision or separating staff avoids addressing the root cause of the conflict. Question 24. A resident who uses a wheelchair requests a specific table in the dining room. According to the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, what is the facility's responsibility? A. The facility must provide a table that is accessible for a wheelchair. B. The facility can deny the request if other tables are available. C. The facility must provide a portable ramp if the table is on a raised platform. D. The facility is not required to make accommodations for resident seating. Answer: A. The facility must provide a table that is accessible for a wheelchair. This question tests your understanding of the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, regarding accessibility in public accommodations. The ADA mandates that facilities must provide reasonable accommodations to ensure equal access for individuals with disabilities. For a resident using a wheelchair requesting a specific table, the facility's responsibility is to ensure that table, or another suitable table, is accessible for wheelchair users. This includes sufficient space for maneuvering and appropriate table height. Facilities cannot discriminate or deny access based on disability. Question 25. A Certified Dietary Manager, CDM, discovers that a kitchen staff member has been regularly taking small amounts of food home without permission. What is the most appropriate initial action for the CDM? A. Immediately terminate the employee. B. Address the behavior privately with the employee, reminding them of company policy and potential consequences. C. Ignore the behavior if the amount is small. D. Announce a new policy about food theft to all staff during a general meeting. Answer: B. Address the behavior privately with the employee, reminding them of company policy and potential consequences. This question assesses ethical conduct and appropriate disciplinary action. When a kitchen staff member has been regularly taking small amounts of food home without permission, this constitutes theft and a violation of policy. The most appropriate initial action is to address the individual privately. This allows for a direct discussion, ensures the employee understands the seriousness of the violation and company policy, and outlines potential consequences. It upholds fairness by addressing the specific individual before considering more drastic steps or broad announcements.